Hey man, what you say? I can hear you thinking, man.
We're a little chaotic, but we're here. So hi. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are, whenever you are. Hello, I'm a practical eccentric, and I'm mostly ready. I was like, I have to get in there. I have to get going, because if I don't, real life will take over my whole life, and I won't get to escape a little bit. So let's escape a little bit, shall we? All right, I've got some things I gotta get done, so let's go ahead and do those things. I need to check all of my chat. Hope everyone is doing well today. I am tired, but I am here. So that is something. And I'm looking forward to a little escape, as I said, because it was a 6-day work week, and while that is not as hectic as it once was, once upon a time in my past life, it is still, you know, a relatively long work week when you're used to a 5-day work week anymore. And I only have today off. I go back to work tomorrow, but next week I only have a 2-day work week because I'm taking off 3 days. And so I'm ready for a little bit of a break because I've got stuff I need to do. And that's part of why it took me a little bit to get in here, because I realized I needed to get I have an electric lawnmower and I needed to get my battery back on the charger because it had misbehaved, I don't know, a couple weeks ago, where I was like, I don't know if it, like, the battery on the charger, it started flashing, and I was like, I don't know what that means. So I unplugged it, and then I realized I'd never plugged it back in. So I needed to get it plugged in because I have to mow at least a third of my yard, because I officially ordered my Halloween decorations. Yes, I'm late. Yes, it's a bummer, but at the same time, it's fine. It's part of the reason I'm looking forward to having a little bit longer of a weekend, because I'm hoping to get the grass mowed today and maybe my cemetery fence put in today. And then Wednesday through Sunday, I can add all of the components that we already have, plus the new components that we ordered. I ordered a fog machine. Super excited about that because I've been wanting one for years, and I finally did it. I finally did it. And so I'm excited. My kid's excited. My husband seemed relatively interested, and he's not usually in for decorating, but let me do... Nope. You know what I need to make sure of? I need to make sure... Yes. Okay, I was like, wait, did my headphones get plugged in correctly? Because I usually check that stuff, and then I was like, wait, did I actually do that? I don't remember. All right, I need to do a couple more things, and then we can do quote of the day, and then we can get on to stuff. So it's going to be one of those days where I'm just like, okay, what am I doing? What's next? Because I'm tired. I stayed up till past 1 last night. No, not last night. Friday night and the day before, because I got done with stream on Thursday and my husband was already in bed, and I was like, I can play a little bit more of Teddy's Haven tonight. Or not Teddy's Haven. Did I play Teddy's Haven on Thursday night? I think I did. Anyway, I can't remember now. That was so long ago, 2 days. Well, 3, kind of. Anyway, and then I stayed up way too late because, well, apparently I enjoy to do that kind of thing to myself. So I just ran myself down, which is fine. You know, we'll recover. It's not going to be a very, well, with mowing the grass, it might be a little bit more strenuous than normal, but that's okay. All right, let's copy this, and then we'll get out of that, and we'll go to Discord, and we'll pop it in to a couple of places. Where the heck am I? This. Okay. Okay. All right, and then we can go to Where am I going? I'm going here. And I can't read fast enough. Okay. All right. I think that's everything. I think. I'm gonna be a little like, wait, what am I doing again? Where am I at? What's happening? Most of today, I think. But that's okay. Let's go ahead and do the quote of the day. So the quote of the day is, be patient, be diligent, consistency is the key. And that's from Frank Mir. I think I'm pronouncing that right. I feel like I've heard that before. That last name before. Anyway, and the reason I picked it is just because I feel like the last couple of years with all of this slow down, being mindful, less punishment, less doom spiral, less, just negative reinforcement of, imposter syndrome and not feeling good enough and not being productive enough and all of that stuff is starting to really yield some really good results for me across the board with my kids, with my family life, with, home stuff, with work stuff, with content stuff. And I had started feeling a little bit stressed out at work because I've been focusing on so many side projects and process development and big events and things like that, where I was starting to feel like other people thought that I wasn't able to keep up with regular stuff. And since the event wrapped up that I did over Labor Day weekend, I wrapped all of that up. And then I proceeded to go through all of the stuff, all of my regular work stuff, plus all of the stuff that had built up over, I would say, at least 3 months, if not 6 months or longer. And I was like, and I'm going to go through this pile of stuff, and I'm going to go through this pile of stuff, and then I'm going to incorporate some other big regular things. One of the things I'm doing is doing physical inventory. It's never really been done in the way that I am doing it right now. And, making sure that's getting built into my regular workflow, because I don't have, we don't have the capacity to just drop everything, conduct a complete physical inventory, and then go back to regular business. We just do not have the staff. We don't have the capacity. And I have to figure out a way to incorporate that into my weekly rotation. Like, there has to be a way to fit it in. And I figured it out. It's just every time other things take over, I have to back burner that. And it's the same thing with my preservation work. Every time I get called in to help with big projects or to help develop processes or discover problems that I then have to wait on, like the preservation and the inventory stuff have to get backburnered, because shelving and processing new materials and, relabeling things and checking in cereals and doing all of this other stuff that has to get done every single day. Those are the things that can always be put at the bottom of the priority list. And so getting through my piles, getting all of the stuff caught back up, and then starting to get back into the swing of preservation and inventory with all of the regular stuff, I've just been zooming through some stuff. It's been really, really satisfying, because a lot of stuff that was waiting has had their questions answered in that 3 to 6 months that things have been building up. And it's just really, really rewarding to have it be like, because I'm like, in theory, all of this is manageable. In theory, I know that I can handle all of this stuff, but I have to be able to prove it by getting off of these other big, short-term, fast turnover kind of things. And the last couple of weeks, it's just been like, done, 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 done. Look at me go. And so it's really nice, even though I feel very subdued this morning because I am tired, because I stayed up too late and deprived myself of sleep. And the fact that it was 6 days instead of 5 days. Anyway, it's just one of those things where it's like, I knew I could do this. I knew I could. And here's the proof. And my numbers will reflect that. And the the look of my workspaces will prove that, you know, that kind of stuff. And so it's just, you know, it's like, I know deep down inside I can do all of these things, but just having the proof to be like, look what I did, guys. Look at it. Not that they really doubt me, but like, I think when the visual cues of buildup are there, people start to worry. Not necessarily like, oh, you're not capable of keeping up, but like, are you sure you can keep up? Being able to be like, look, look what I did. And so that's nice. And then just, you know, getting stuff done around the house. I've been slacking on a few things because I've been dealing with everything else for so long. It's just going to be nice getting a lot of that stuff, like getting the grass mowed, getting the Halloween stuff set up. Yes, I'm behind, but also I was working on other things too. So I haven't really gotten upset about those things. It's just, my goal is always trying to get set up for Halloween in September. And there was just stuff to do over several weekends and other things that took priority. And so it's fine. And I will still leave that stuff up probably till mid-November because I can and I want to. But, you know, a full month of Halloween stuff is great. It's fantastic. So anyway, that's what I've been up to. Getting back into the regular swing of things. It's the figuring out how to incorporate new stuff into regular workflows that really bogs me down, because the goal is always to streamline and make it efficient. And so when I have to go back and forth with, well, what about this? And what about that? And okay, let's go forward with this. Oh no, we have to wait on that. And it's just like, please let me just go do some work. Anyway, let me get this pinned correctly. And we get back to this screen so that I can see stuff. Did I already pop out my chat like I need to? Yes, I did. Good for me. It's almost like I know what I'm doing. I'm so ready to play this game, you guys. I actually switched to my other Steam account so that I can play this more. Because I was starting to like push ahead a lot. And I was like, uh-oh, I need to chill out a little bit. So... let's grab a cat. Hello. And let's grab a frog. And let's get out into the world. Okay. I thought I had ether going for all of these. Do I not? What is there nothing in there? Earthbud. No ether infusion. What happened? Did I forget? Okay, so this, I tried to get started on doing some ether variants. That's interesting that these don't have ether infusions. But I think I can do it at any time. So those are all a day away. Ready to harvest. So let's go ahead and harvest those. And these were emerald leaf. So what kind of seeds do I have? It's kind of weird now having two shops that are disjointed from each other. So let's do seed. What do I have? I have some more emerald leaf seeds. I think I was going to try and buy some more beds. Because there are 8 varieties of ether, if I'm not mistaken. Yep. And I haven't done all 8 yet. Because I only had 6 beds each. Oh, and part of the reason I wanted to stop was because I'm almost to winter. I believe winter starts tomorrow. Because I think it's 11 days in a season. And so I was like, oh, I kind of want to stop. Why is Bob a yellow instead of a blue? Hey, Bob. Farmer Flan, you're not Bob. Howdy, Shopper. I'm Farmer Flan, your gooey guide to all things farming. Since you reached level 5 or higher, it's time I showed you how to grow your very own crops. Farming in this land is a little different. The world shifts and changes all the time, so we use gardening plots or terrariums, fancy shiny plots, to keep our plants safe. No storms, snow, or sneaky weather can mess with your crops here. Open your book of almost everything, go to the upgrade tab, then look under contracts for the Order of Gardening. Once you've got that contract, head to the Book of Summoning under crafting. You'll need a gardening plot or terrarium, a seed, and the magical storm sprout wand. Place your plot, then check the gardening guide on it and with the alternate action button. To plant a seed, pick it up, aim at your plot, and hold the action button until it's nice and snug in the soil. To water, place your storm sprout wand, then pick it up, aim it, and hold the action button. A fluffy magical cloud will appear to rain down on your plants. Since these plots are powered by magic, outside weather doesn't matter. Just check on your garden each day until your crops are ready to harvest. And that's it. Some secrets are waiting for curious farmers, so don't forget to peek at the gardening guide now and then. Thanks for sitting with me today. If you ever need a refresher, just stop by. I'll be around, bouncing happily and ready to help. Okay, sounds good. I moved my Orling outside because he's now big enough to be outside. Some people in the Discord have crazy big Orlings. Okay, so I can do this. But I think I already read this before. Yeah. Yeah, it says to your plot at any time for the ether. So I'm assuming I can still add ether to these. I can't remember if I had a plan. I feel like I might not have a plan. Don't poop in my garden. Alright, so my husband and I started playing Nightingale, which for this week on Epic, the Epic game client is free. So if you are interested in that, the aesthetic seems very pleasant. It's kind of a Victorian aesthetic, but it is survival craft. And seems interesting. We're really at the beginning of it, so I can't like talk about too much stuff. We've started building a little encampment. We've recruited some NPCs to help us with wood gathering. We have like stations for a bunch of stuff, but so far I've put them on wood gathering and stone gathering because of course you need basic components. So what have I changed in here since last week? I don't even remember. My brain and the fact that I've started a second shop that's really at the beginning is like, wait, where was I? So I've got 3 cash registers. I went ahead and bought some new weapon displays to keep these kind of contained a little bit. And then I have definitely expanded the produce section, although I've seen pictures of people putting their produce outside. So I'm thinking about maybe doing something like that at some point. I'm assuming people will still shop your stuff if it's sitting outside. But these are the variants you start to get with the seeds. And they're different colors based on the ether infusion. So like they're just a different skin, but I've seen people do like rainbowy type things in their produce display, and I'm like, oh, when I can make it pretty, you know, that'll be fun to mess around with. But I needed a lot more space, and I'm not even done because, like I said, I didn't even have enough to do all 8 ethers. I think I've gotten some more toys, some more potions, but I tried to group everything together, and I needed to rearrange because I was starting to get a little hectic, a little chaotic. So I've kind of tried to group stuff together. All of the jams are together. All of the prices should be at their maximum price. But yeah, everything. I think yeah. Got the honey in there. I've got cheese in there. But I haven't gotten the next tier of gardening stuff. Trying to think if there's anything else I really need to do before I open the shop. Let's look. Let's remind ourselves of what we're doing, shall we? Kind of feel like I'm gonna need... Oh no, current stock. There we go. And I was like, wait, this number says 48, and that's what's out. No, this is what we receive. Okay. Current stock. Should be okay on all of that. I forgot how slow it takes to gather stuff when you first start the game because I started that new save. And I was like, oh my god, I didn't realize, like, you don't... because it's a progression, right? As you harvest and mine and do all of that stuff, it's a progression. How much faster you get, and I got so spoiled. And then I started over and I was like, oh my god, it's so slow. Oh, I can get these to display. Interesting. I feel like I saw somebody talk about wanting like potions as decoration too, because they're really pretty. But yeah, somebody mentioned the toys were available for display, so there are those that I could display. You know what? For funsies, let's put a couple of them out. I also saw somebody... Ooh, they're big. Okay. And then, this one. Alright, there we go. But somebody had put these, their crystals, for their wisps up on their candles. And at night, they look really pretty. They don't, like, make the crystal glow. But because there's light behind it, it looks really interesting. So I thought about doing that. But I'm not going to do it just yet. I still only have one helper. I've been kind of stingy about that. So, hello. We'll pet you while we're here. Because you're here and you're awake and you're looking at us. Good morning. How are you? I'll pet you a couple times. Why not? Okay, so I need to go out. And I need to at least go see... Oh! Patch is up there. It was like, I don't see a dragon. Giant, like, metal golem knight thing. I don't even know. What is Patch? What kind of being are we? So we'll go see Patch. I started trying to mess around with the zip lines. And I couldn't figure out exactly how to make them work. Like, I feel like I wasn't putting them close enough to each other. So I need to figure that out. But I have placed one up here. How much of these do I have? Ooh, ghost berries are a little thin. Well, I should probably harvest those while I'm running around if I see them. I think they're only on this hill during not spring. But this is a zip line. So theoretically, if I had another one somewhere, but I tried to put one somewhere over there, like over here, and it didn't seem like I could. Now I did see, disconnect. I did see someone mention that I should scale, whoa, that's not the right thing, that I should scale them up to make their hitboxes larger. So maybe I'll try and place another one and place its hitbox down, or miss my mining. Fantastic. But yeah, this is so much faster now. So spoiled by how fast that is. Trying to get to 5,000. Not that, like, 1,000's probably plenty, you know? But also, once these berries go away for winter starting, then they'll have to last until the next season. So I feel like 5,000 is probably a nice round number to aim for. Okay, I need to go up the hill. I don't want to do any mining until after I talk to... I don't remember his name. The rock golem guy. Alright. People have been talking about the 8th fairy. There's a white fairy somewhere. I have not done enough exploring to figure out where the 8th fairy is. I'm trying not to look it up. But it seems like everyone seems to struggle with that 8th fairy, so I'm sure it's somewhere that I just haven't been. Apparently, I'm looking straight up at ya. Okay, Star Shard is found where wishes fell and stayed. Oh, it's Obril. Okay. It hums with what might be, not what was. Hold it close and speak nothing. Okay. Yeah, increased mining. So this is a good day for mining. I'm going to talk to you, Patch. How close do I have to get to you? I thought there was a bridge. Oh, there is a bridge. There it is. I think Patch does crafting, though. I don't think he does mining. But then we can go over and talk to... Starts with a U. Still not close enough. Dang. You are so far over here. Oh, there we go. Basic recipes flagged. Obsolete. New schematic branches opening. Crafting now includes possibility. Excitement level. Moderate. Just kidding. Very high. So that should be crafting. All crafting output times 2. Because I did some exploring and found these two guys hiding up here. Jasper and Maple. Nice. Might as well snag these while I'm up here. I'm not going to necessarily visit every node, but I definitely want to make effort to mine today with that bonus. Just because I think it's nice that the ore stays consistent because you don't get as much of that every day. But it is one of those things where I probably won't ever... Well, that's not true. Eventually I will have more stockpile, but... What did I see? Ugh. Stream melon. Not stream melons. Frickin' Twitch being weird. Twitch, why are you weird? Oh, that's not the right thing. Can I do this here? Because I bet it's not there anymore. Come on, Twitch. Behave yourself, please. There we go. I'm not even going to pretend to understand what's wrong with Twitch. Sometimes it likes to restart my stream. And it shouldn't. So, because my internet connection is more than capable of what Twitch requires. And so, I'm pretty sure it's a Twitch thing. It might be because I feel like I've heard somewhere that, they prioritize connection, but I don't know if that's just people speculating on why their streams are not as good as bigger streamers, or if that's an actual fact. But I've noticed lately that, I don't know, at least maybe not 50% of the time, but not far off, my Twitch stream will cut out and back in, and it'll, I don't know, it's just weird. And I don't know if it's something I'm doing, but none of my settings have changed. Everything is still the same. So, I will not pretend to understand what's going on there. Just, no. It's not my circus, and I only rent the monkeys. But this will be a good day to get some of those gem numbers up, the shard numbers up, and the ore. Ooh, I got over 1,000. Nice. Yeah, I'd love to be able to craft with the ore. I think that would be awesome. Ooh, Lord. I forgot just how fast my harvesting really was. Hello, Mappy? And there's a fairy.
I'm free! God, it was so dull in there. Now I'm shiny.
So cute. It's so nice to be getting through some of those piles at work. Some of those things have been building up. And honestly, process development is one of those, it's just time consuming, especially if you're working with a team to try and answer the questions. There's a lot of times where because I am managing a lot of physical aspects. So if I find a problem, it's an object that takes up space. And then if I find more problems, either of the same variety or a different variety, but I have to wait for, 7 people to essentially weigh in on the problem, then my piles can start to get a little much while I'm waiting, because other people have their regular work too, so it's not like they can devote all of their time instantaneously to solving the problem. And then especially if it's a multi-layered problem where this person's input affects this one aspect of it, and then this person over here, their aspect of it, and all of this, then it just sometimes can take a while. So it's just so nice to go through my piles and just be like, oh, I have answers to all of these questions now. I know exactly where to put this. I know exactly what to do with this, or I know exactly who to give it to so that they can, solve the problem or do their chunk of work on it. It's just, so nice. And a lot of the prep work I've been doing, because there were a lot of decisions that got made or, new processes that got developed over the last, 3 to 5 years, that the results are now the efficiency I was hoping for. Like, I do preservation work. A lot of our preservation work is enclosures, but that's because, especially if they are special items, special books, the standard really isn't to do repair, because part of the fact that it's a special rare item is the physical history as well. So it's not always considered best practice to repair a special collections book, but it really comes down to what that book is going to be used for. If it's going to be handled a lot, if it's going to be displayed, there's factors to take into consideration before you actually execute repairing books like that. One of those things is, the book edges used to, because books are made up of folded pages. And so one of the finishing steps is to cut open the folds. And if a book has been sitting around for 100 years and no one has ever cut open those pages, or the pages didn't get fully cut in production, it's historically interesting to know that those pages have never been cut, which means nobody's ever actually sat down and read that book, that particular copy of that book. Now, you could justify cutting those pages open for sure. Again, it comes down to what are you going to be using the book for, but it's also valid to leave the pages uncut, depending on what it's being used for. It might be to show that some books never have been actually physically open and read, So it used to be standard practice, if you found a book like that, to just cut the pages open. Just cut them open. And still, I think for circulating collections, that's fairly common. But for rare and special things, you leave the pages uncut unless you have a reason to cut the pages open. So a lot of stuff comes down to, unless you have a good reason for doing a repair on a rare object, it's usually better to just enclose it, put it in some kind of box or something like that, until the necessity arises and the justification. And honestly, a lot of book repair stuff, especially if you want to be, follow best practices, that stuff is extremely labor intensive. Just if say a book is dirty, if it's a page, there's paper conservators in the world. If it's just a piece of artwork on a page, that is one thing where you can actually wash it and treat it and restore it and do all of that. But when you're talking about a book, you actually have to talk about, dozens, if not hundreds of sheets of paper that have to be disbound, kept in order, and kept in order that they were bound, because that's another thing. It's like you can't just put a book back in order necessarily. Sometimes it's the value is in the fact that it was bound out of order, so you have to maintain the order it was bound in. And then you have to clean it and dry it and you know, put it through all those paces before the reconstruction of it actually begins. And then you have to figure out, you know, what you're going to do about the covers and the end sheets. And, you know, like, there's all of these factors into it. And it's extremely labor intensive to do that to a book versus like a piece of art or something on a sheet of paper. And so all of that has to be taken into consideration as well for if it's actually worth doing all of that, like hundreds of hours of labor. Some of it's dry time, because if you're talking about washing paper, which yes is a thing, but a lot of best practice really comes down to, well, if you can't justify all of that, then the best thing to do is to put it in a box and protect it from light and air and just the decay. That is it. The term is called inherent vice, and it's essentially everything will degrade over time. And so whatever is inherently in the materials, or the materials are made of, consist of, down on a chemical structural level, you know, would it be atomic level? Maybe. I don't know. I'm not as much into that side of things. Whatever the thing is made of has some way of breaking down over time. And how do you slow that process down? How do you, you know, keep it from doing that? Is, you know, usually what you kind of either treat the thing with or enclose it in. A lot of books' problems is acids. Acids degrade. There's acids in paper. There's acids in... Have I already done the bunnies? I did. Okay. I don't really need all of these. I'm just kind of autopilot as I talk about book decay. But a lot of the problem with books is acids. And I think the most obvious things that... Oh, gosh. Oh, I'm not worried about the stone. I'm more worried about the ore. There we go. It's like, whoa, I have 9,000 stone. Most people will end up seeing, like, newspapers. Newspapers start to turn brown and brittle, and that's essentially what happens to a lot of papers, because a lot of papers have similarities to what's in newsprint. Newsprint's just very cheaply made, which is why you tend to see that more regularly, and more people will see that because of, you know, the cheaper components and, you know, process that goes into making newsprint. Because, of course, newspaper is not necessarily meant to last a lifetime or multiple lifetimes, but, you know, books have a similar problem. They're just, the production on them is usually better, so more people don't experience their books turning brown and turning brittle. But eventually, so you can do things to combat that sort of stuff. A lot of it's protecting it from light and things in the air, and then also you can use things that have been treated with an alkaline I don't know, material, chemical, coating, whatever, and that will help fight against the natural acids that come out of paper and book stuff, the components. Anyway. And I'm not a professional, like, I didn't go to school for that stuff. I've just had a lot of training around it so that I can be responsible for our collection at our library. So, but I do know how to do, like, I know how to sew a book. I know how to take a book apart. I know how to, you know, repair the parts that are there, but also replace the parts if they're degrading in a way. Like, I had a book that was a paper bound. The binding was really crappy, but the text block was really good, which was really common because people would buy the text block separate from the book cover, and then you would take it to be bound. Well, some people couldn't afford to take it to be, you know, bound in a really nice fancy cover, so they would just keep the cheap bindings so they could have the book. And then if you were well-to-do and fancier, you could go get it bound, and then you'd have a really gorgeous-looking library. But a lot of books are still in those really cheap bindings. And so I had to remove the paper cover from the cardboard of the, essentially, of the cover, the board, and then make a new cover and then glue the old paper to the binding that I made so that it still retains some of its historic components, I guess, even though the boards and like book cloth and everything had all been created for the book. So I can do that kind of stuff. I meant to read that and my brain is like, you're talking about books. But it's nice now because part of the process of taking over the preservation work at work was figuring out how to incorporate it into regular workflows. And also when we changed to our new library system, our new cataloging system, we had the ability to create work orders to represent, you know, tracking and also statistical data. I'm getting really into this, you guys. I don't know why I'm talking about this stuff so much, but if you're into books and you're curious about stuff that goes on in libraries behind the scenes, well, here you go. Apparently you're about to get a 2-hour dissertation out of me. Part of the thing that I needed to do was I needed to take everything that had been in preservation before I took it over, create the new process to put things into workflow so we understood how to track the things better. And then I had to put work orders on all of the objects, and because it's my process, I was like, oh, I could add consistent notes. So if I want to do, you know, if I want to make a whole bunch of enclosures, I can pull a list out that just gives me the things that need enclosures. I can go pull all of those things, and then I can make the enclosures en masse, which I do like to do. But then I also had to organize all of the books because they were not organized when I took over. And so I had to go through and do all of that. Well, that took quite a bit of time. I was still doing preservation, but it was more of the, I need this book now for whatever class or whatever display or whatever. And then occasionally I would go over there and be like, okay, I can make like 4 boxes today, you know? But I really haven't had a chance to go print my list. I've done it a couple times and then do some bulk preservation work. And these last 2 weeks I was able to be like, yep, here's all of the stuff that needs something tipped in. Here's all of the stuff that needs Mylar. Here's all of the stuff that needs this. So, you know, the result was very rewarding to get to see because that's been in the making now. Really from start to finish for at least 7 years, because I took over doing preservation work 7 years ago, and then we switched to the new system 5 years ago during, like, it went live, and then 2 months later the pandemic shut everything down. Like, so that also was another factor of how long it's taken to get here. And of course, me not knowing how to set all of that stuff, I had to learn how to set it all up by myself because everyone else is working on the stuff they needed to set up, you know. And then we had staff come and go, you know. So it was a lot, and it's just so satisfying. So satisfying to be like, here's the proof. Here's the actual real execution of all of that effort. And the level of patience to get here has been, oh, an exercise, man. It's been an exercise. Like, there's so much theory that goes into that. Like, yeah, I'm really looking forward to kind of tooting my horn a little bit. I don't always like to toot my own horn, but sometimes it's like, look, guys, look what I was able to accomplish as one person trying to get all of this crap done. Because it's a lot. It's a lot of stuff. It's, you know, a lot of data cleanup projects ends up being like thousands or tens of thousands of things, and that's impressive in its own right too. But there is something to be said about not only did I do all of this back-end spreadsheet, you know, work, but I'm also able to have physical results as well. Which comes with, like, actually moving the things around or making sure the things don't get damaged in the interim, you know. There's a lot to go into it. And I'm feeling really good about it, if you can't tell. Otherwise, I wouldn't be running my mouth so much about it, I guess. That and the inventory thing. Over the last couple of years, I've been able to physically inventory over 20,000 things without it taking over my entire life. There was a couple of chunks of it that I had to pretty much drop everything, but that's because it was also a special project component too. So that stuff kind of had to take priority because of the project and not just because I was incorporating inventory. But that's only maybe, I don't even know, maybe like a third of the stuff that I've inventoried. Everything else has been, okay, I'm going to tackle this section. So, not too shabby. Especially when it gets deprioritized. It's one of the first things to get deprioritized. Actually, I think it's the first thing to get deprioritized. Unless it's a special project. No, that's not true. Shifting and cleaning. Which I incorporate those things too into my regular practice. Yeah, I'm kind of looking forward to like this next month if I get to stay focused on just doing work as opposed to developing new processes and stuff. And it'll really just depend on how things go, you know? Because something could come up at any time. And I'm almost guaranteed to be tagged in on most processes because there's usually some kind of physical component or I have, you know, either expertise or experience at least in, and my perspective is so very different than everybody else's. So I usually at least have something to add when new things are being considered, new processes and practices are being considered. Now, I'm not gonna go, actually I can't remember, is there? I did find out that there was another ore that I didn't know about, and it's called Out of Boundium. And I had not found it yet. And I haven't really explored like way, way, way back in a lot of places. Although I have a feeling there's probably more Out of Boundium. There's some up there, and I have yet to figure out how to get up there. I feel like I tried to go up here and do it, but it wasn't. Okay. Don't forget, Alex was asking to want to walk. Oh, you did? Oh, okay. Anyway, I'm gonna see if I can go up here. But yeah, there's like a pink unicorn that's daily on a hill, and I had not really registered that it was a hill I could get to, and so I went and looked at it and I was like, holy crap, there's an ore. I thought that was a fairy for a second. I was like, oh my god, did I actually find it? The answer is no. But yeah, I haven't been anywhere over there. And somebody was saying you could get to the giant octopus in the sky. But see, I don't think I can actually get to that over there from here. I wonder if I actually have to go up there to get to it. But yes, you can glide. It is intentional. It wasn't just something that happened randomly. You can make it do. Which I like. But see, there's you don't fly. You glide, which means you have an arc of descent. Am I going faster? can't tell. But I haven't really screwed around in here because I was worried about getting stuck. But I really don't know how to get up there. Oh! Well, I might have to go down on the ground. But maybe if I could get up there somehow? I'm afraid to go down too far. That's... I still think it would be cool if we could repair this eventually, you know? Woo! Well, I'm going down to the ground now. Alright, hopefully I can figure out how to get out of here. Because I really don't know. Because I haven't been in here yet. That's funny. Oh, that is huge. Holy cow. But this is the day to get some out of boundium. That's interesting that it also doesn't meet the ground here. Is there more around the base of the castle? Or is it just in that tower? Because I feel like I had seen it, you know, from a distance. And I was like, oh, eventually we must get in there. But if it's called out of boundium, you know. Oh, there is another one. Fantastic. Well, I'm assuming those stairs are the way to get out. Because I'm assuming I can't go under here. What in the... Okay. You know the people that love finding the hidden stuff in games, like the out-of-bounds stuff, the stuff that's not finished. You know they have a field day with this game. I don't mind doing that stuff, but it takes a lot of effort to, like, scope all that out. Whoa. Okay, I don't know how to get up there, though. I feel like it's gotta be from back there. Because I feel like the arc of descent is way, way, way too high. Or way too, like... way too much to get there from anywhere close. You know what I mean? Should we scope it out? It's gonna take ages to get over there. Whoa, I forgot that I wasn't gliding. Maybe we'll get super lucky and there will be a ferry over there. The water over here looks pretty, though. The shore. Is that a thing? What is that? Oh, it's just a dark spot. Okay. I can't tell if I'm going faster or not. It's so far. Oh, I should really eat something. That is something I did not make time for before stream. So, I'm going to do this. What in the world? What is this? Weird. Well, and honestly, this kind of... Oh! That was not it. That was not a fairy up there, was it? It was just white flowers. What in the world? Yeah, the people that enjoy dicking around in the unfinished areas of games, field day with this one for sure. But is that an out of boundium over there too? Okay, woman. Let's not get too distracted. Let's try and do this one thing. Okay. I feel like I can make that. Am I going fast? Yes, okay. No. I forgot to glide. Okay, try again. Before we get too far. Whee! And from what I can tell, people are encouraged. Otherwise, why would you put crystals called out of boundium in the game that you could then refine and use? You know what I mean? Because you can make ether out of it. Which, why would you do that if you weren't trying to encourage people to do this? Okay. Do I need to be on top of this castle for any reason? There are staircases. Excuse me? For what? What is in there? Okay. We might have to explore a little bit more. Because why not? Because apparently we can go in here. It makes me wonder if eventually there will be something to do over here, or if this is always going to just be kind of a place you can go that's out of bounds. I don't know. Mysteries. The mysteries of early access game development. Okay, so it's just straight down. I wonder if that's true for all of them, but I'm not gonna look at it today. That's the kind of stuff that I would look at as a spoiler on. Oh, going up the stairs is a pain in the ass. Yeah, I'm definitely not going in the other ones. But somebody, somebody has. You know what I mean? Somebody has definitely done that. And they will report back to the group, and we will love them for that, because they were willing to take the time, because it is not me. But like the white fairy thing, unless the white fairy is inside in like a place like this that's an out of bounds unfinished space, I hold out hope that I will find it. You know what I mean? Okay. How many stairs do I have to go? Hopefully not too many more. Yes. Fantastic. And this one out of boundium is a little bit too much effort for me to do on a daily basis, I think. Which is fine. I don't have to get all of the out of boundium. But the down low, the ones that are down low, that's not too bad. Okay, so where do I want to go from here? Do I want to... Whoop. I didn't mean to go like that. It's fine. We're not going to die. It's fine. Oh, I thought there was a different kind of ledge over here, but it was not. Oh, I know what it was. I saw this tower at this corner from that angle and thought it was that this wasn't symmetrical. That's what I saw. Okay, is there more out of boundium to be had, or should we just leave the castle? It is nice that there is a way to get back out. I do appreciate that. There is more down there. I thought there might be. And it looks like that slope might get me out. Well, there's got to be a way to get out. Whether or not I'm intelligent enough to figure it out is the question. But we'll find out. We'll find out if I'm smart enough. All right, I got one more little fig bar. I'm going to have that. Because they are delicioso. And I'm kind of glad my kids don't really care for them, because that means there's usually an abundance of them. My husband and I eat them. But man, snack foods, if you have kids, snack foods that your kids like, can be tough to keep in the house, especially if you like them too. Like, my kids and I both love Funyuns. I would say it's my favorite snack chip type thing. I'm just checking these. Oh, there is one in there. Use the pause menu to return home. The fact that that's in there is awesome. Okay. Well, we'll learn a new trick then. Okay, use the pause menu. Teleport home. Fantastic. Look at that! Thank you, Mav. Awesome. All right. I still need to go back over there because I still need to get... I got the chicken eggs today, right? Good. I need to get... Okay, I did this section here. I need to go there. That's where I cut off and went, you know, on an adventure. Nice that that was in there. Don't forget, you're not stuck. Mm. I'm gonna figure out the easiest way to get inside the castle to add that out of boundium into my rotation. Because I do have a set rotation now. I knew I would get there. It depends on the visitors too. Because sometimes it's nice to go see some first. The golem would be a good example because it gives me extra for mining. I definitely want to hit him before I start hitting all of the crystals and rock nodes and stuff. So, but like Patch, I could hit him before I put stuff for crafting. And I don't usually craft until I open the shop and get that stuff all going. I usually don't go in the shop until after I've done my full circuit that I'm going to do before opening. Because I want to try and get all of the buffs that I possibly can before I open. Okay, these are over 5,000. I don't need to make effort for them. Hello? Ugh. Feels so much better now that I have a little bit of food in my stomach. It doesn't have to be this massive thing, you know? Just a little something something. Oh, so I did see something about that little tree right there being harvestable eventually, so I don't know what's gonna come of that. But it is like a really unique little tree. So it's interesting to hear that it might turn into a thing beyond just a cute little tree, you know? Do I need... How are we doing with these? Oh gosh, I forgot how low these are. I wonder if they're really popular. Because I always feel like there's not that many in my inventory. All the sheep butts. Hello. And faces. Hello, hello. How you doing? Oh, there's so much to do right now, which is good, but... I feel like any second it could just become overwhelming. So it's nice to feel like I've got strategies in place to maintain composure. Like, I wonder if I could get there from just up here on this hill as opposed to... Or maybe coming... Well, I don't really come back that way in my loop. I'm gonna have to think about it. I'm gonna think about how to incorporate that out of boundium into my loop. I'm not doing too bad on quantity at the moment. So, I don't know if I'm gonna be super fussed. I guess it just depends on how much I ramp up production. And how much, you know, the shop, like, I don't know how hard it's going to be to keep up with the quantity of shoppers later in the game after more expansion has happened, you know? Guess we'll find out. Yeah, see, some of these, I feel like I just don't have the quantity. And if this is indeed the last day, that would be the last day I can get any of these. So it's worth trying to stock as much as I possibly can. Wow! That bonus for mining has given me so much stone. What is my stone at anyway? What is that? Mining times 3. It's still only at times 3. I finally got the harvesting times 4. And I feel like I've seen that the levels are 35. I don't know where that level 50 came into play. So maybe they were talking about their shop level. I've been trying to like not look in earnest. It's hard to not pick out numbers as people talk about things because, you know, numbers look so different than words. So if I see the number 35 repeatedly, I'm just like, okay, 35 must be a thing. But also I saw level 50, so 50 must be a thing. But I try not to read too much of it because I'm like, I don't want to get too spoiled. I mean, if it happens, it happens. We're just going to be... But yes, this is the unicorn that I saw from a distance, and I was like, can I actually get to that glowing thing? And then when I got up here, I was like, holy crap. And I can confirm, you can come up here on day 1, because when I started my new save on my other profile, I, in fact, could get out of Boundium on day 1. Oh, man. My day 1 took so long. Since I've been playing it on this save, I went everywhere, and I tried to get as much stuff, partially because everything was so slow, but also because everything was 0, you know? So it's like, oh god, I gotta stock up on everything. There's so much to grab. Do I have the strawberry cat? I did not grab the strawberry cat. Hello. How many fairies do I have? Sometimes it's hard to count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I am missing 1. They're on the island. That's what it is. I can't believe I missed the strawberry cat, though, because I was over there by the ducks. I actually have no idea how many cats there are. I have not looked at that. I've just seen people talking about the 8 fairies, and I know I've only ever found 7. I might have to look it up. I just haven't had a ton of time to explore. Because I can play this before work. I usually have to make sure I'm behaving myself. It's easier to play it on this save, because I don't feel like I have to do quite as much gathering every single day. I am right now, just because it's the last day of fall, and I want to make sure that if I can stockpile as many of these berries and everything before fall runs out. And tomorrow will probably be very similar, because it'll be the first day of winter, and there's probably going to be new stuff to gather. So I'll probably take some time, but I won't be mining as much tomorrow. I'm only mining as much today because of the bonus. Although I probably should mine more, but... like every single day. Cow butt. Alright. I'm partially really excited about the Halloween stuff this year, and also like a little intimidated. So, I have a card with Home Depot, and part of it is because I'm trying to improve my credit, and not that my credit is bad, it's just I didn't use credit for a lot. for a long time, the only things that I had that were related to my credit were student loans and my house. And I really didn't do a lot with credit. Well, the problem is that to get better credit, you have to use credit. And so you can't just stay out of the credit game and then be like, and now I want to get really good rates on something for something major like a house or a car, because they're like, oh, well, your credit's not good enough. And it's like, well, I haven't used credit. It's like, yeah. And so you have not proven that you can use credit responsibly, I guess, or I'm sure there's some justification in there, but I've always been like, ugh, that seems like such a freaking racket. And you can't just get credit and then pay it off super fast, because you have to actually maintain payments. Like, that's better than just getting credit, using it, and then paying it off really quickly. So I've, started opening a few cards with some places that offered interest-free deals regularly. One of those places is Home Depot. So we used... the deal I just got from them was essentially a minimum of $300 will get you 12 months of interest-free financing. Well, $300 over 12 months is like $25 a month. So I knew I wanted, I have used it to buy some lighting for the house, because those deals happen regularly. And the more you spend, the more months you get, up to 24 months, which I don't need all that. But I did the same thing for appliance purchases with a different business, because we needed to replace a dishwasher. And then this year we got to replace our stove. But I always make sure I do the math of, okay, what kind of monthly payment can I afford to make sure that I pay this off? Because if you let it go past the interest-free period, then you have to pay all of the interest. So we were getting, like, I think I only had 2 more payments left on my last round of interest-free, and I think it was for the lighting. Like, we needed a new light in here, we needed a new light in our kitchen, and both of our kids needed new lights upstairs. So we just picked out a bunch of lights. It met at least our financial abilities to pay off, and so it was about to run out, and I was like, okay, well, I wouldn't mind getting a new little Christmas tree, because the one I have is slowly dying. It's been a champ for a very, very long time, but it's slowly dying, and I would really like to get a pre-lit Christmas tree. So I knew that I could get one through Home Depot. I knew that our payments were about to run out, and I usually budget for Halloween purchases. We usually try and get, we get the kids costumes and props and stuff, but we also have like a budget for at least one new fairly big thing. And that's why the fog machine is so exciting, is because that's been on our wish list for many, many years now. And so the fact that I've now committed is amazing. But I knew I wanted to get a Christmas tree, and I was like, oh, we could pay off the card and then get the Christmas tree, but then also get our Halloween stuff, or at least some of our Halloween stuff. And then that way I have another 12 months of payments without really changing our monthly obligation. And that way it keeps the credit game rolling. And I really don't, like, there's part of me that's into it because I like numbers and I like the management of it. Like, it's very satisfying to do, but credit, it can be a very dangerous game, because people can let it get out of hand super quick, and then they can suffer from really bad interest rates, and then it makes their credit score go down, and then their credit rates go up. But anyway, but I would eventually like to get a second, newer car, and I'm hoping that by the time my credit score is really, really good, that maybe some of the car market crap will be over. I'm skeptical that is actually reality, and I forgot to try out the frickin' zipline thing. Damn it. That's okay. Cow butt. I just have to announce it every time I pet an animal's butt, apparently. Okay, I don't necessarily need to keep picking those. The Meyer berries, I have a ton of them. Alright, I want to put one near this tree and see if I can make the zipline thingy a thingy. Because if I can start getting some zipline action around, that might be fun. Alright, what am I doing? What button is it in this game? It's this button. Okay. Zip. Yeah. See, I had a second one. I kind of want to be able to see it from more than one place. Okay. Yeah, somebody had put one on top of their giant Orling. Apparently it does not stay stuck to him as he gets bigger. But let's see. Zipline. Now. Oh, I can't see it because of this tree. Alright, disconnect. Let's try again. Alright, it's right there. So can I go this way? I mean, it's not as cool of a place, but that's okay. So yes, I knew that I was like, I'm waiting for this. I bet I'll get another, I get like, you know, maybe once a quarter Home Depot will send me Zipline 2. Oh, okay. All right, well that made it work. Excellent. I want these sheep and probably these berries. But yeah, it's I'm pretty financially responsible as far as knowing what our limitations are. Sometimes I push the limits a little bit, especially if I feel like I want to get something. But I try really hard not to do that kind of stuff because, you know, we have been on the lower end of financial security for a very long time, and you know, it takes a lot to make sure that we don't end up shooting ourselves in the foot, essentially, by overspending. And it is kind of fun to be like, okay, I have the money here, and I move the money here, and I make sure this bill is taken care of, and like it's a puzzle kind of thing. But you know, I have to make sure that I don't ever let it become a problem. So it was fun getting to, because I thought about doing that last year. Was it last year or the year before? There was like, when I opened the card, that was the plan, was like, I'm going to open this card and then I'm going to buy some Halloween stuff with it. And honestly, the child in my head was like, get the giant, like 12-foot tall skeleton. And honestly, the more I look at it, the more I'm like, I don't know if I want to deal with that. I don't want to deal with storing it or setting it up. You know, it just seems like a lot of effort. Like I told my husband, I bet if I got him, he would just lay on the ground and we'd have to come up with like scenes where he's just laying down on the ground so I don't ever have to figure out how to tether him and make sure he's anchored and all of that. But then I didn't get anything that year. The year I opened the card, I ended up being very conservative with what I picked up when I opened it, because I was still a little too nervous to use the credit. I was like, are my numbers right? I get really worried that my numbers are wrong, or that I am not accounting for something completely or something like that. And so it's just been a process of trying to figure out, like, yes, you can do this. Yes, things are getting better. Yes, you know. So I'm excited because we actually got a few things. We got the fog machine, and then I got an outdoor, like, power cord with, like, a power. It has multiple outlets for outdoor use, so they're waterproof. And, excuse you. And theoretically, it should work out. And then we got one of those. It looks like a weeping willow, but it's got a bunch of LED lights on it that are purple or orange. And I think you can there's a setting where you can shift them back and forth. And I've been coveting one of those for a long time, too. So, and we got ourselves a new little tree. And, yeah. But still within our budget for monthly expenses, still keeps the credit game rolling, which no matter how I feel about how that whole thing works in general, you know, there are things I want to do utilizing credit, and if the only way to make sure that I can have the best possible rates for that kind of thing is to have active credit usage going on, then, you know, I got to figure out how to incorporate that. Another puzzle piece, right? But yeah, it's exciting. I'm excited for that stuff. The willow tree thing is like 7 feet tall though, so even though I wasn't ready for a 12-foot tall skeleton, Well, and I had to make sure it was outdoor compatible because a lot of the big, like the giant animatronic stuff, that stuff is like supposed to be under covered things. And my son was like, well, why don't we get this? And why don't we get that? And why don't we do this? And I'm just like, I don't know, dude. I don't know how many new outdoor, but requires extra maintenance to make sure that, you know, we don't damage the electrical components. I want to throw it myself in the first year that I do that. So, you know, I think a fog machine and this tree. The tree is supposed to be outdoor, which means I don't have to worry about covering it. And I guess we'll find out if that's real. Like, I read the description like 3 times. Like, please tell me this is not going to die in the rain. Because it is entirely possible we will get rain at least once in the next month. Completely possible. Especially since Halloween's on a Friday this year. Halloween being on a Friday this year says to me we're going to have crap weather. Because that's usually how that goes. Anytime a holiday is on a Friday or Saturday, I'm just like, but how's the weather gonna be? Because I feel like it might be shit. All right. I have been everywhere enough, correct? Is that more ore over there? I do love this gliding thing. Now that I know it's like intentional and I can just do it at will. And it, because at first when I did it, I was like, oh, is this some other weird glitch? Not that this game has had a ton of weird glitches, but you know, early access, of course, makes you feel like anything could be glitchy at any time. And it's not this game, it's all early access games, because I have run into enough glitches in early access games over the years to just always be suspicious of, okay, this is behaving different than I expected. Is that actually a glitch? And sometimes the answer is yes. And sometimes the answer is get on with it. Get on with it. And now I want to watch Monty Python. Oh, there's some ore down there. Alright. Oh, there's ore down the hill too. I talked to the turtle because I forgot to read what he said today. And although I've had a few things that he said be duplicative, he's still saying a lot of stuff that I haven't seen before. So, or that I'm not remembering that I've seen before, at least. So I think that's interesting that we are this many days in and there's still some unique things to hear from the big guys. All right. Is there one more? No. Yes. That's funny. Yes, hello. Gosh, Lily. In your face is what she is. And I got the blue crystals, right? That are around the waterfall to my left. I got those, right? Go up the hill and see. I keep wanting to hit shift because it's a toggle in this game, but in other games it's you have to push it or you have to hold it down. I'm playing too many varieties of games. I did get the blue crystals today. Fantastic. All right, we can just go home from here. Yes. Now, let's open the shop. Actually, let's drop off the babies. Come here, babies. Hang out together. And you. Alright, babies. I'm missing like 1 or 2 at least. I know I'm missing the strawberry one. And I'll pet you because we are here. And then I will open the shop. Okay. Oh, my nose is itchy. And yes, if you don't know, apparently if you open your register, you can see the benefits that you've gained through the day. The increases to profit will show up as like line items on essentially the receipt, I guess. Or the screen there. Not really a screen, the scroll. But you can also see them here. So if you're looking to see what you've gotten in the day, somebody said they got up to 5. I think the most I've had is 4. But it's usually between, well, it's obviously always 1 if you go get Umbrow's Light, which you should do, because it's always available. Even if that's all you do is run out your door, go tag him, and then come back and open your shop, do it. But then I got Patch and Oberol as well. +3 mining and +2 crafting. Hit you again. Okay, let's go ahead and get some crafting going on. Oh, how did I turn the caps lock on? All right. Yeah, I've also seen some pretty impressive setups for crafting, and it's just like... So I think I want to get some decorating objects today. I feel like I want the plants and the lights the most. But I do want to make sure that I get seeds and plot, so I have at least... Do I want at least 9 of each? Because if I do 9 of each, then I can do the 8 ethers plus the original variant, right? Or are there... Is it 8 plants and 10 ethers? Am I mismathing that? The hell? Brain. Grow 8 crops with 10 magical ether infusions for 80 unique harvests. Do I not have all of the ether stuff unlocked yet? That's possible. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There should be 2 more. Interesting. All right, well, something I don't have. So that means 11 total plots. Look at that. Another 25% profits. The mages have blessed me. Fantastic. So, yep, now there's 4 little balls over here. All right. All right. What are we doing? I need 6 crystals, 4 ores. Okay, don't get ahead of yourself. Chill out. Okay, we'll do crystals. Let's do shard. I'm not going to worry too much about what I've got going on here. Ooh, Lordy B, look how much honey glow shard I've got. You know what I should do? Is I should see what I'm low on. I've got a lot of that going on. The dark lunacite ether is a little low. So let's go ahead and grab one of those. And that's the ether. I have trouble remembering which device does what. You know what I could do? I could grab 2 of those. Yikes, those are so expensive. Is that as small as he's got? Okay. I could probably space those out a little better. That maybe? They're so big when they first get out. Thank goodness for resizing. Okay, there we go. That's spaced enough. Okay, so now it doesn't matter. What I want to do is I want to do 2 cases of those then. And then let's see what else is getting a little low. The lavendrite could use some. Infused star shard. Okay, first of all, brains. Out of boundium ether. Isn't there an out of boundium like little thingy? What's it called? Have I not made any of those yet? Chroma flux. That's what it is. There it is. Okay. How many of those do I have? 29. All right. Well, let's go ahead and do a couple cases of out of boundium then. And then the star shard. I I could probably do a couple of cases of that. And then probably lunacite. Gosh, it's so... I have so little of it, you know what I mean? Like, it's 98, but it still feels like... Okay, where is the little thing for that then? Because it's not called the same thing. Is it called lunacite ether? It's not. What is that one called then? Do I not have that one? Well, we'll find out, won't we? Okay. Whoop. Okay, this is a yellowy color. I have to try and remember what is what. Okay. You shopping over there? Having a good time? Good for you. But yes, I saw somebody that I'm assuming what they had going on was the light decorative objects, and they were essentially what you'd expect from this game. They looked magical. Did I grab 3 boxes of Out of Boundium? That's not what I meant to do. Okay, I did. What is in here? Will it tell me? No. Well, that's a bummer. Crap. Okay. Did I grab the Out of Boundium? No, I did not. What the hell? All right. There we go. How... Or did I? Okay, I don't know. Is this not lunacite? Okay, because this one and this one look very similar, but when you look down here, they look very different. This one actually looks more like this one. Okay, that's interesting. All right, what the hell are we doing? See, I was originally saving up for the next expansion. 10,000, y'all. Now, my question is... Where is it? So, Florida Culturist Guild allows you to add some decorative greenery to your shop. Does decoration increase, like, customer interaction at all? Does it increase, like, happiness levels or spending capacity or, you know, spending potential maybe? I don't know. So, I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I'm going to go ahead and go whole hog and get the festive lights too. A signed promise with the spirits of celebration. Hang tiny orbs of colorful light that twinkle with cheer, warming your shop with a gentle glow that never quite fades, even in the rain. Dragon whelps! Baby dragons have never been cuter. Excuse me. Shelving 3. I wish I could see a preview of what they'd look like. Okay. Where are we at money-wise? Are we done with the day? We are done with the day. I've gotten all of... Nope. I have not gotten all of my crafting done. Okay, so we're going to do ore. What are we low on? Anything? Not particularly, which is great. It's a great position to be in. Everything's at least over 100 units. So... Eventually, I'd love to have one thing for each. Nope, that's not what I wanted. I don't need the ore itself. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't really need... This is so pretty. This ore right here. I love what it looks like. I love the colors of stuff in this game. Look how shiny and the glow here. I love that. Love it. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry, I'll chill out. It's fine. This one's pretty too. Okay. Stick it in the thing. Alright, put this back. Fruit and milk. Alright, let's look and see if there's anything that's really low. Well, I feel like... Oh, the bloodberry. Ooh, crap. Yikes. Ooh, and the emberberry. Ooh, those are looking rough. It almost makes me feel like I should stop selling the bloodberry and the bloodberry jam. You know, like, maybe I should just sell the jam. Like, maybe people are buying too much. You know, emberberry I still have quite a bit in storage, so we'll go ahead and do one of those. I feel like I'm just going to keep crafting it and using it, and it'll be fine. Ghostberry, less than 100. All right. Mellow Spike is less than 100. Was that 4? I have a ton of Mirthshade. We'll be okay. We'll be fine. It's fine. I need more jam going on is what I need. Because I thought about doing that. I thought about not selling the berries and just making jam. But at the same time, some of those berries I have so many of. Like, do I really need to just sell jam? Or can I? Oh man, I lurked and there was somebody who was streaming on Thursday after my Thursday night stream. I think that's what I did. I think I turned on this game and turned on that stream and just lurked for a little bit. But obviously she has played enough to where she's high level. And man, everything she was doing, like loading up the crafting devices was so fast. I was like, holy cow. I can't remember what her name was. She was, Mav promoted her in, Maverick, the developer, promoted her in the Discord. So I was like, oh, I'll just pop in there and just, because my brain is usually jelly after, a stream anyway. So I was like, I can just go lurk and play this game. And just everything was so fast. I was like, oh my God. I want to be that person. I want to have your levels. Okay. I still have stuff to do. I have milk. So, you know. Like, as fast as this feels, it was crazy just how fast she was able to load all of her crafting things. So that's exciting. It's exciting to feel like... Oh! There's a crate of something. What was that? Oh! Wait, look! It's the out of boundium I thought I pulled out. Good job. All right. This is full. Now I need to do gardening stuff. I have enough to go ahead and get... So if there's going to eventually be... 8 crops with 10 varieties of ether, and then the not infused version... I don't like the idea of 11. The reason that bothers me is because it's odd and it doesn't even like math. Like I can't do like 3 and 3 and 3. That's 9, but like 3 rows of 3, you know? It doesn't math that way either. So should I do 12 and just do 2 regulars? I think that's what I will do to make myself happy. So how... 12, which means I need... 6 more beds and 6 more terrariums to make it kind of fun to play with. And eventually I might double that just for funsies, but it depends on where I end up gardening, like farming for, like bigger farming if I ever make it bigger than this. I know how to speak. No. This is not how I do this. Okay. Crafting. And then I will need... These are $250 a piece. I would need 6, which is 150. No, 1,500. I would have enough to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So much money. And then I will figure out what seed situation I need. So... Nobody ever walks over here, right? I'm going to drop this. I'm going to go get the garden plots first. Are you a garden plot? Okay. Looks like They all started popping out like popcorn. All right. So I want it to be... Let's see. I want it to be lined up like that. But I don't... I want at least one walkway, like a walkway space in between. Ugh. Well, I will bring you out here. But I am not ready for you. Where did I put the other one? Excuse me. I thought I put it somewhere right here. Did I not? What the hell is it? Ah, I put it in the grass. Don't be dumb. Don't put it in the grass, woman. Don't sabotage yourself that bad. Okay. Another terrarium. Yep. I do that a lot too. You know what I want? I want to turn down. Can I turn down? Yeah. Did I not? Okay, I was like, let me turn it down. Apply. Better. I find myself whipping through this game a lot, and I'm like, I wonder if people are getting motion sick, and that would not be okay. Some of the gamers that my son watches, sometimes I'm like, I can't watch this forever. It's making me ill. And then here I am repeating that, you know? Being just as bad. Alright. I would like... There. And then we can line you guys up. And theoretically, it should turn out pretty much the same as the other side. Good enough. So my apologies for whipping around if it is giving you issues. I try not to, but I get excited. Like, I get really, really excited. I pet you again. Because why the heck not? Ugh. You know what? I'm not going to do that first. I want this. I want to get all of these set up. Come on. So it was funny. My husband and I were, let's see, what were we playing first? We were playing Grounded first. Grounded 2. Because it was out in early access, right? And then we finished the chunk that was available to do. And we have enough of a base set up to where it's not, you know, like we play, we're fine. And then we switched to playing Astroneer because it was available. And it was kind of in that, there were like 4 different games that we looked at that were co-op multiplayer. Most of them were survival crafty, or at least had survival crafty elements. And then I literally found one of those, you know, spinny wheel, help me choose randomizer thingies that you can just plug points in, like options into, and then have it spin for you. It's random, right? I'm explaining this extra for no reason. And so I put all the games that we looked at in there, and it ended up on Astroneer. And then Grounded 2 came out with its next update. So we loaded it up and kind of dicked around for the first night because we were tired. Oh, I needed more than 6 apiece. Dang it. I did not math correctly. This is 9 wide, not 6 wide. Tired brain. Okay, so I need 3 more of each, and I should be able to afford that. I don't mind blowing my money on the setup, for sure. That's totally fine. I was like, this doesn't seem like it's going to be enough, and that's because it wasn't. So we went and played another night. I think, did we end up playing 2 nights of Grounded 2? And really all I think that there is for us to do at this moment in time, besides craft some new armor, which he already did on the first night, is to go kill the new big boss. And I was like, okay, I kind of feel like playing Grounded 2 is pointless right now if all we're going to do is just dick around. Because we don't really need to build a base. There isn't new stuff to go gather. I'm looking forward to the next update, which should be the next round of tools, which means we'll be able to have access to a whole bunch of new stuff. There is some new building components, but I just didn't feel like it was enough to get us, like, entertain us for several sessions. I was like, if we're not going to go kill this new boss, then maybe we shouldn't play this game right now. Let's wait until the next update. And then we were going to go back to Astroneer, and then Nightingale got put on Epic. And so now we're playing Nightingale. And it's like, oh my gosh, now there's like 7 games I'm actively playing right now. I feel like this is the most variety of games I'm playing at any given time that I've ever played in my whole life. Because I've got this game, I've got Dinkum, I've got Dreamlight Valley, Nightingale, Grounded 2, and Astroneer. So that's 6 different games that I have played. And for some people, that's probably not a lot, but it's a lot of games. I mean, we're not playing every single one of them every single day, but it's a lot to, like, keep track of all the different buttons and the mechanics and stuff like that. It's just... Which is why I sit down and go, how do I play this game? 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, I didn't have enough coins for all of them. Dang it. Now I have to see if I have enough coins to buy all of the seeds I'm going to need. Ugh, and it's gonna be off. Math-wise. It's already off anyway, though. Because of that one seed that I have. I have 8 of them. I don't exactly know how I mathed that like that. It's the only one that takes 2 days. The other 2 take 1 day. Of the seeds I already have. Oh, I'm going to need even more when I get the other round of seeds unlocked. Oh, and I thought I had enough to do all of the beds and stuff. I do not. That's okay. It's fine. You know what? I shouldn't make a big fuss about the, what is over here? I feel like there's a crumb underneath my mouse. That could have been bad. I almost knocked over my drink. Okay. Make a big fuss about the mathing of the seeds at this moment in time. You know? Feel like I'm more concerned about getting production. Now, does Patch's bonus affect farming? Because technically this is in the crafting category. I can't see what I want to say. Alright. Good enough. Sucks that I don't have the other one. I'm going to get super easy tomorrow, but it just sucks. Alright, so now how many seeds do I need to order at any given time? 6 per, right? No. $12. I only need one of those. Yeah, I wish there was a way to send this straight into your bag after purchasing. That would be very handy. Okay, so now I've got... Where are they? What is that? Earthbud. Oh. I forgot I had 2 growing over here. Didn't actually need... Okay, so this is Earthbud, and this is the carrots. So we'll go ahead and do inventory, and then we'll do seed, carrot, Now, I can't actually do all the variants yet because I don't have all of the ether yet. Okay, and then this one's Earthbud. So let's go ahead and do that on the other side. Oh, it's never gonna math right now. Just never ever. Okay. Okay, and that means this one's Emerald Leaf. And I need 2 of them because I actually have to plant both sides. It's fine. Even this is magical. Okay. Oh, and then, you know what? I'm just going to chuck it on the ground. You know why? Fairies are supposed to put it away. Okay, now I have 3 varieties of seeds. Correct? Correct. So let's go into the ether situation. And I have 8, which leaves 4. You know what? I'm just going to do... I'm not going to worry about it. 1. I don't need to do that. I only need 1 of each. Okay. What? I didn't mean to do that. Okay. 1. Okay. Okay. And for funsies, because I want it to be a variety. Whoop. Oh, did I do that wrong? I did do that wrong. God dang it. The best laid plans. It's fine. We're already off in numbers anyway. Okay. I was skipping every other one when I meant to skip 2. So now we'll do this one. And then we'll do this one. And we'll do this one. Okay. If we're gonna screw it up, let's just screw it up royal. There we go. Skip 2. Skip 2. There we go. Just chuck it all on the ground. And then we can go into do this one, since I'm missing a thing there. Oh, you know what? I didn't need to do this either. That's alright. It doesn't really matter. It only matters if I let it bother me. You know what I really love, though? And we're going to see it here in a minute. Yeah, I don't care enough. Let's just do it for funsies. Let me get my wand. When you water them, the ether affects the rain clouds. Does this part get faster as you level up? It would be very handy if this would get faster. Especially if I end up making more with more crops, you know? But yes, the first time I watered ethered crops and they all had different colored clouds, I was like, oh my god! It's so pretty! Now, if I ever play this game when I'm not kind of tired, you could do all kinds of rainbowy things. But when you make silly mistakes, like putting the ether in the wrong things or mathing wrong, you know. It's still pretty, it's just less planned. It's more chaotic like we like to do around here. Okay. That's all of them, right? But yeah, look at all the pretty colors. I don't even have everything going yet. Super pretty. I didn't realize I was going to do a lot of the pinks and reds on this side and then the blues and yellows and that's... I didn't realize I was doing that. That's funny. Okay. Here we go. Can I not go to bed? Oh. Alright, where are we at timing-wise? Ooh, I should probably go ahead and take a break, though. Anybody I can see from my window? Anyway, I don't need to look at that yet. I didn't even look at the decorating things that I bought. I need to make money. I needed the farming stuff going first. So, we're good with that. This is where I do this. So we do this button. And then we take our break. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow. All the clicking things that I think I already listed. But I can't remember if there's more clicky things to remember to list now. But anyway, if you hang out during the break, thank you so much. If not, I hope you have a lovely day, night time, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I will be back in just a few minutes. All right. We're back. We made it. We're here. We have to turn this back up. There we go. Right. So it isn't. Oh, you know why? Because it's 11 days. It's not on the 11th day. I was like, it's still fall. What happened? Nothing happened, woman. All right. Do I still have the frog on me? I do. Apparently, he was my cuddle buddy in the night. All right. Let's see. No dragons. No patch. No giant turtle. No golem. No earthy dude. All fine. Should make our morning trip a little bit faster. Oh, excuse me. All right, I had to grab a little lunch. Well, not lunch, but a little snack, which is called Lunchmate. All right. So we'll run over here. Do we need these? Not really. I'm not going to fuss too much about harvesting and stuff today. I'm going to go ahead and do my regular loop. But I'm going to do it while the shop is open. There's the cat that I forgot to get yesterday. Hello, come here. Hey. Come on. I feel like there's a cat that I have forgotten where it's at. Beestalks. Because, yeah, I've considered paring down the stuff that I have for sale that can be converted into other stuff. I know there's cooking eventually slated, which means I'm guessing that eventually I'll be using some of the produce and eggs for crafting. Uh-oh. But until those things exist, I'm not going to take them out of the rotation to sell. But especially the eggs, I feel like I'm going to eventually have to take out of rotation. Oh, I'm going to read this today. In the time before language, the world held 4 crystals, one for each breath of nature. When darkness rose, the crystals lit 4 torches, brave stars they were called. But one torch chose silence. It walked with the dark, not to destroy it, but to understand it. I feel like I've seen this one. The others feared it until they realized they needed it. Thank you for knowing that not all light shines the same. Okay. It's like, I feel like I've read this one before. But, you know, they're pleasant. And not so lengthy that they're like, I tend to read most things, especially when I'm playing by myself or when I'm playing, like, here on stream, because I'm reading them out loud. But, if things get repetitive, I usually start to skip them. My husband's a big dialogue skipper, and then I'll tell him stuff, and he's like, where'd you find that out? It's like, from reading all the stuff. He sometimes reads some stuff, but he's not as diligent about it as I am. I didn't mean to grab that. All right. So, now I pop back to the shop. Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and grab some honey. I saw people putting these on the ceiling. Look very cute. Especially when the bees are still, like, buzzing around it because it's ready to be harvested. Very cute looking. All right. Let's go in. Pet Teddy. Grab some Monets. And light this candle. So, as soon as I have enough money for Oh, that's not what I want. Wool. As soon as I have enough monies for that terrarium, I'm getting it. Because I definitely want to get through this day and then through one more day because I want to see winter. It's part of the reason I stopped playing this save and switched to another save. I have more than one reason for doing that, but one of them was because I was like, oh, I want to, you know, I want to kind of get to experience the next season on stream. All right. Come here, kitty. I feel like there's another orange cat. I can't remember now. And I pet you again, because why the heck not? All right, and then I need milk. 4. Okay, goals for the day, besides getting the last terrarium up, is looking at the tour. Because so far, the decor has not been extremely expensive, which I really, really like. Because that encourages me to want to go crazy. Okay, so I need crystals now.
Can you play on the VR since Dad is asleep?
Do you have enough space for it upstairs?
Yes.
If you have enough space to play safely.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
You'd think so. I'm trying to see which ones I need. Well, just make sure you get yourself set up the way you need to get set up before you start. If that means you need to clear some space and clean up some trash and pillows and other things, please do it, okay? Yeah, see, no, don't wear that as you're walking. Put your glasses on, take it off of your head, and go upstairs safely first. Okay. What am I doing next? The child is driving me crazy. All right. What else did I get? Did I already get Honey Glow? I'm gonna get Fern Bright. I know I didn't do that one. All right. Okay. Pretty, pretty crystals. Yeah. Okay, do you know how to fix that problem? Hold on. Okay, hold on. Let's see. There we go. Alright, let me see. Okay. It's...
They're dead.
Well, then it seems like we need to swap them out. Here, make sure this goes on the charger. Do both of them need it?
None of them were.
Okay, well then that sounds like the answer to the question was yeah.
It's charging.
Okay. Go get the other controller. Okay. Oh, that's the other component I want to get. I want to get the walls. Okay. So get that one on the charger. And then in the top drawer over there should be other batteries. Hopefully there will be a couple of charged batteries in there. But I don't use double A's very often. So I don't know what is in the drawer that's available for that's charged. So hopefully... Okay, I need fruit still. Did I already put milk in? Are those full? Place milk inside. Does it actually... Did I already place milk? Yeah, there should be a box in there. No, those are the batteries I need to recycle. All right, I will be back in just a minute. My stuff back to make sure is my sound working. Testing. Okay. Testing. I'm trying to make sure I put all my stuff back because I've Oh, I already did put stuff. Okay. You distracted me, child. You distracted me. You big goob. Hey, did you close the door? Thank you. Good luck. Now we'll see if those batteries that he picked out actually work. Okay, where is my thing? This is my thing. There we go. All right. Pay all of bills. Okay, people are still shopping. Good. Fruit. I don't have any tiger melons placed. Maybe, you know, it might be time to go ahead and invest in another doodaddy. Wisp. I was like, there's a word I'm trying to think of. Did I get 4 already? No. Fruit. Down. Was it sea fallow? No, it was nightshade. Although I feel like I should be suspicious of anybody that purchases nightshade jam. Or berries, for that matter. Like, what are you doing with this jam? Do you have nefarious purposes? Is it my business? Hopefully those batteries were charged. I really don't use a lot of batteries anymore. A lot of the stuff I use anymore is rechargeable through like a USB or something like that. But controllers and other children's toys require so many freaking batteries. Should I get another fairy? Or another wisp, I mean. Management. I don't want it. I feel like the wisp has been doing a decent enough job keeping up. You know? Alright. Pet Teddy, because we're here. So let's just go ahead and get another wisp. For funsies. And then I need another terrarium. And we'll put that down. But I'm not going to put anything in it yet. That was a very dramatic sound. Not yet. Days until harvest. Okay, so I need to water things. Nice. Oh, I was looking at the level 14 thing. I was like, oh, you're actually done watering that plant. Good job. But yes, I really love the fact that the ether actually makes them look different. Very pretty. And sparkly. We like sparkly. Should I feed some ore to the, or some stone to the Orling today? Maybe. I didn't feed him yesterday. Mostly because I was harvesting the crap out of everything. Oh. Oop. I can't tell if it's going faster or not. You know what would really tell me whether or not this is speeding up is if I get to farming on my other save. Because it was jarring just how slow it was. Because I don't remember when I first started playing this game feeling like things were taking that long. But starting over even this relatively early in the game was just like, whoa. I didn't realize that. Ooh, tink, tink, tink. That was quick. Alright. You know what? I'm gonna feed you a little stone. How much stone do I have? Oh yeah, Lunacite. Give it to me. I need to go do the rest of my circuit, too. Is it getting lower? The tone? Because when he's little, it's very high-pitched, but I feel like it's actually getting lower. Which I am into that. I'm into the fact that it's changing. He's like a greeter. Are you a greeter for my shop? It is definitely changing. Well, and considering, I guess at one point he grew faster than he does now, and then it sounded like it got a little out of hand pretty quick. What? Goodness. Those batteries are dead. Well, then put those on the charger and try again. I don't think anybody swapped out batteries for a while, so I wonder if they've lost their charge sitting in the drawer. We may not actually have any charged ones at the moment. You might have to do something else. I know you do, buddy, but sometimes that's just how it goes.
Why does your camera look black?
Why does my what look black?
Camera.
Oh, because I turned it off because you're in here. Because I try not to show your face too much in there because it weirds me out. Because the internet is a big place with a wide variety of people on it. Well, yeah, there's probably a wide variety of creeps. There's people that aren't creeps. But there are people that are. So, I would like to think they are not in my stream. But it makes me feel better not having your face on here too much. Does that make sense? Okay. Alright, try the blue ones. Did you just put those two that you took out on the charger?
Yes.
Okay. If those ones are dead, you can sit those next to the charger. Mm-hmm. Yeah, we can't charge all of them at once if they're all dead. Do I need to come up? I didn't need to come up here. Get this lavender right. These berries, because they're right here.
Making sure they match.
Yeah, you gotta make sure that you have the negative and the positive where it needs to go. No, that's a good idea. Otherwise, they definitely won't work.
Both of them show positive in the same place. So I put them in the same place.
Well, that makes sense to me.
If it isn't that, that means it's false advertising.
Yeah, I don't think they'd want to show the symbols in the wrong locations, because that would mean that people would never think that their things work right.
But what if they did?
I don't know. I feel like they wouldn't last very long. Wouldn't stay in business very long if they were playing tricks on their customers. Okay, chill out, man.
Go in.
Let me see.
I've been trying to do
Is it the
this.
wrong... It's not possible for these to be on the wrong... Huh. Why is this not sliding into place? Oh, there we go. I got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Alright, good luck. Don't forget to close. Thank you. Alright. Hopefully those batteries will work. Ah, no. Right, go up here. Get some of that. Actually, I kind of want to hit this patch here. Yeah, I wonder how many you get when you're maxed out. Besides speed, I wonder like what the multiplier will be. Uh-oh. I hear feet. Okay. So, here's my idea. Give me just a second. Okay. My idea is take those out, put those next to the charger so that we know they need to be charged. And I don't think anybody's playing the Xbox right now. Those batteries probably are charged enough for you to play for a little while. They may not be charged for you to play very long. I really don't know how much charge they have, but you can take a set out of a controller to use for the VR, and then when these are done charging in here, we can replace one or both, either the Xbox controller or your VR headset. You know what I mean? Hey, hey, hey. Hey, hey, door. Uh-oh. Do you need 8 hands? Octochild. Just channel your inner octopus. Alright. Alright. Goober. Alright. Ah! I can't believe how many mocha scales I have. So my circuit consists of the chickens, the chickens, the ducks, the crystal shards that are along the way, and then Umbrow. I'm pronouncing that right, I think. Umbrow. The U turtle. And then usually make a point of hitting all the sheep groups. And then it ends with coming over to this island to kind of loop back up to the dinosaurs that are... There's only one of each of them. I don't need those. And then, you know, it changes if I get the big visitors. But I do try and make it to most of the crystals, if not all. Well, it's not all of the crystals, because there's a couple little stray ones here and there. There's also the... I think it's the same one as this. I think it's the... Is it Amber? Amber Glow? Honey Glow. Amber is an ore. Amberite, I think, is the ore. Anyway, they're both that kind of golden color. But if there are berries along the way or sheep along the way, I will tend to pick them up too. But I don't go out of my way unless I'm pushing for stockpiling or I have some kind of bonus. And it loops me pretty much around the whole map. Now, a lot of times, like I did today, I will go chickens, ducks, and then there's bunnies along the way. Ooh, and I see it, I see it, I see it. It's a star. Which I need, for sure. But I'll go, you know, make my way past the chickens and ducks. And then hit the U-turtle. And then hit the blue shards that are underneath the waterfall. And then I'll hit the stone to go back to the shop to open the shop. And then I'll usually either do crafting then. Okay. This is it, right? This is the last visit, yes?
Yes.
Because this is not really the best time for you to do this, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're streaming.
I know, baby, but I don't know why this won't go.
Me neither.
It seems like it should.
I tried to do the exact same thing I did with the other controller.
I don't know why this one's being a pain. It was being a pain for me before, too. Nope, that's not it. Alright, apologies for that. We figured out what was going on, but it's a Quest 1, so we've had it. Actually, I think we got it in 2020 for like a big Christmas present because it was pandemic time, so we were stuck inside a lot. Not that we weren't stuck inside anyway, but it was new and exciting back then, but it's had some wear and tear over the years, which is why the 8-year-old can just willy-nilly come grab it if he wants to. But, do I have a cat? Did I get another cat? I did not. All right. But it's got like a little magnet clip thing, and it was originally in the little sleeve that slides onto the battery cover as opposed to being on the actual controller, and it's now pulled out enough to where it's stuck on the controller part, and so it gets out of alignment. You have to kind of shift it over so it fits in its little slot. I could probably glue it back in there, but anyway, we're like, it's like there's something in the way, and we couldn't figure out what it was, so sorry it took a minute, but there we have it. All right, so I've already done farming. I've already done crafting. I've already petted Teddy a few times today. How close am I to... Oh, we might as well pet you one more time. Come on. There we go. We're stocked. We're crafted. We're farmed. We've done our circuit. So tomorrow should be winter. So let's get that. Let's get it. Huzzah! I also saw somebody's picture of a wisp. They're wisps outside at night. Looks very pretty. Whoa, dragon! I hear you. Was it not a dragon? I thought I heard the dragon. Oh, I thought I heard it. I must have missed it flying then. Hello. Can I rename you? I'd like to name you something. Oh, there's information, Bob. Tiny mounts live right in your home. They're adorable and speedy. You'll give one a ride. I already have one. I'm using the frog. Velvet frostberry. Ah, there's new berries. Okay. But yeah, they showed a picture of the wisps over the snow at night, and they looked very magical with their little glowing lights. Oh, no, I didn't mean to do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. All right. Well, no dragon. No giant turtle. Oh, berries, though. I'm assuming ghost berries will still be on the hill. Ah! I knew there was another one. I thought it was an orange one, but maybe. It's hard to remember. Come here, you. Come here with your friends. Let's go check and make sure that there's still ghost berries on the hill, because I feel like there usually are. Yep. Which is alright. It's nice to have like a little chunk that's still that same berry. There is a dragon! He's just down there. Forgot that there was one that went down there. It's been a minute since I've seen him. Okay, let's go get the U-turtle. U-boy! I see you staring at me. It's like disconcerting a little bit. I can't remember. Fog is in this game, which fog is my favorite weather phenomena. So anytime it's in a game, I get super excited about it. Ooh, Frostgleam. Cute. Love that they're this bright blue color. but somebody was saying it was like something almost out of a horror movie, and I'm like, but I'm totally into that. Like this game is very peaceful and serene and cute, but there is also kind of a scary element. Like, these things are huge. Like, if they really wanted to do something to you, they could. Not that they ever would, because that's not how this game is designed, but it is kind of nice to have that kind of intimidation, creepy factor, too, because I like that. I like that kind of thing. I like that. Creepy and cute together. Creepy and serene. Oh, I need to go up there special. We have plenty of time to stockpile. And I don't need to be taking crazy amounts of time. So we'll take a slight detour after the blue crystals to go talk to the dragon. I can't remember what he benefits besides profit. I feel like they all do profit. But some of them are profit and something else. Yes, I still remember the girl who fell from the sky. Her name was Serene. She came speaking of a locked goddess and world far beyond the frost. Elric, a fire-hearted wanderer, joined her. Together they braved cold lands and cruel faiths. In the end, he let her go, not because he did not love her, but because he did. Thank you for letting me live that, or letting that warmth live again. Yes, I've definitely heard that one before. But they, you know, remind me of other, like, fantasy stuff that I am into. Like these little interactions. Olbrow. I meant to look. So that I could promptly forget again, because that's my jam. Promptly forgetting what I read. So, I picked up the Silmarillion. I haven't read that book in over 20 years. Probably closer to 25. And I remember it being... It reads more like a history book than it does... You know, just like a regular fiction book. And so it feels very dense and dry a lot. Although I am more familiar with Middle-earth than I was when the first time I read it. Like, I feel like repetition is really helpful. Especially for Tolkien's Middle-earth, just because he was a historian, so, like, he was very thorough, but I've never been, like, a big history buff. I know there are people that are, like, all about dates and names and times and places and interactions and events and things like that, and it's like, I enjoy learning about that stuff, but it's not my favorite subject. And it's never been like a strong suit for me to retain all of that. So definitely repetition is helpful for me. So it's like, oh yeah, it's still hard to keep track because there's so many people and so many interactions and so much time that passes in that it's just like, okay. I feel like I grasp it better than I did 20 plus years ago. But there's still a lot that I'm just like, it's a lot. But I ended up watching someone's top 10 horror recommendation book list, and I think there was only one book on that list that I had read, so I'm really interested in checking out some of that after I'm done with the Silmarillion. And literally, it was the same day. Like, I was like, okay, I'm going to start the Silmarillion again. Because I've been like, I should read that again sometime. But it's daunting. So, now that I have started it up again, of course I find a list of books for Halloween horror, you know. The same day I decided to start the Silmarillion over. Theoretically, I could just wait to read the Silmarillion, but... It's alright. I'm already, like, almost halfway through it, so... Hi. How you doing? Quark once chased me across the whole of Ursa just to return a feather I lost. Said it looked like it mattered. I laughed at him and kept the feather. Shopkeeper, ever stood so close to the edge you could hear your own silence? It's Rubius. There was a cliff once. High, jagged, honest. After too many deaths, too many failures, I thought about leaving everything below me. But the wind carried an old song I hadn't heard in ages, and I remembered who taught it to me. I stepped back, not out of fear, but because the song was worth staying for. That's all. Some falls aren't meant to be taken. Now, there was a... Oh, increased mining. Dang it. There was a white dragon in the demo, and I have yet to see that dragon in the game, so I don't know if that dragon is just a demo dragon, or if I should still expect another dragon at some point or another. There's a red dragon. Her name is Ruby. And then Rubius. It's interesting. It's Ruby and Rubius. Anyway, but yeah, I have yet to see that white dragon. I think there's two different versions of the stone golem guys. Ooh, Lordy B. Who's buzzing me? Ads? The hell? Oh. Delivery notification. Okay. Alright. And grades. Because I need 14 notifications from... grades. Okay. Well, buddy, if you need to wait for things to charge, then you need to wait for things to charge. All right. Had to convince him that if we can't get the VR to work right now, then now is not the time to play. We have to figure out how to play it later. So I was like, you'll just have to be patient. I don't want to be patient. Like, I don't think anybody ever, like, really wants to be patient. It's just a skill we all have to practice, try. Like, it does suck. It does suck to have to wait. But that's okay. You will survive. There are other things you can do. Plenty of entertainment options in this house. Alright, so what do I want to do? I kind of feel like I want to go ahead and open the shop. So I'll have to change up the circuit. Although now I've got that zip line there. So theoretically, I can get back to this spot pretty quick. I'm hitting these nodes because I want to make sure that with the mining thing, I'm getting some benefit out of it. I'm not going to do as thorough of a mining run as I did the first day that we played. But yeah, he was like, eh. He hasn't gotten to play on the VR in a bit, so. I get it, man. It sucks. But I was like, now is not the best time to be troubleshooting this thing. Because if what? Was that the third? That was the fourth set of batteries. And it's like, if it's not the batteries, because I mean, if we took them out of an act, like, they shouldn't be dead if they're in a Xbox controller, because we do regularly use the Xbox to where those batteries should have at least a little bit of life. If it's not the batteries, it's got to be something else. So, now is not the time to troubleshoot that. All right. Hello. And ding, 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 ding. And we'll light the candle. We'll pay our bills before we don't think about it. And then I'm going to go complete my circuit. Actually. Harvesting. All of the things. Okay, these ones are not done. Okay. But that's okay. Done. Kitties in the snow. All right. Welcome, welcome. I've seen an owl shop. I think the different expansions to the shop actually give you different animal shoppers, I guess. So I thought that was interesting. Okay, where is that? There it is. Because there's so many varieties of fruit over on this side of the world that I need to make sure that I'm trying to hit them. To begin the stockpile, ice rose. Ooh. Interesting. New jams to be had. Maybe I'll work on that this week. If I can get... The next expansion is so big. I keep thinking, oh, now this is the expansion that's going to mean I'm going to cut off some of the space and just turn it all into workshop, because I know that that's possible. And then I just keep needing more room for all the products. I guess if I stopped selling the fruit that turns into jam, then that would free up some space. But then I keep wanting to sell it. Luna Bright. I do like all the different names. Feels very fantasy. Oh man, I needed this today. Nice long playthrough. It's nice to have that balance, you know? Because I've been feeling very productive at work, but that also means that I'm like moving. Because in an ideal situation, I do many different tasks every single day. And that means I get done with the task and I move to the next task. And I get done with the task and I move to the next task. And that just means I'm just go, 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 go. Except for, you know, sometimes I usually take about 15 minutes for a lunch break. Personal choice. And then I usually take about a 15-minute break sometime in the afternoon. One of my coworkers regularly keeps a jigsaw puzzle going in the reading room. And now that's available for public patrons to use as well as other staff. And so it's not like I'm doing it all by myself. But if I have time in the afternoon and I feel like I can go for about 15 minutes, I go for about 15 minutes and work on the puzzle. But other than that, I'm usually working on stuff. And so if I'm actually doing my work as opposed, well, process development is still part of my job. It's just, it feels like it takes me longer and it's more draining to do than just my regular work. But my regular work is also draining. It's just draining in a different way. You know what I mean? Like, it's because I'm constantly active. I go from one task to the next task to the next task. And I usually break it up where I'm doing something more physical for a while. And then I go and do desk work and spreadsheet work and, you know, things like that. And it, you know, I kind of wear myself out physically a little bit, and then I go and wear myself out mentally a little bit. And it's like I go back and forth, but it's just like, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing, and the next thing. And so my day goes pretty quickly if I'm like that. But then I am worn out, you know. It's just a different exhaustion. Okay. Ice Rose. Good. Twillipuff. I hadn't registered that name yet. Cute. We love it. I should also start doing that. Renaming all of you. Keep thinking about doing it, and then I'm just like, and tend, and tend, and tend, and harvest. Ooh, level 30. Or level 29, I should say. Level 30, here I come. Where is it? Fruit works. Restore. Harvesting. Okay, it's still at ×4. Speed is getting there, though. That's nice. More berries over here. I didn't slow myself down again. No, good. Alright. Oop. Ooh. Ooh, shop level 19. Huzzah! Magical. There's a fern braid up there, but I'm not going to go get it. I'm going to hit these rocks instead. They're our little bonus. Ooh, what is that? I get 6 apiece? Nice. Gotta love that bonus. Gotta love it. Hello. I'm here for your scales. Whoa, sorry. Apparently, they were not super thrilled. What are you doing over here all by yourself? More frost gleam. Excellent. Hello. It's gonna be kind of cool to get back to spring, you know? Get into year 2, essentially. Whoa, hello. Come here. Ooh, 1100 lavendrite. There's only like 4 nodes of that around, I think. 3 or 4. Can't remember now. Ugh, I only have a 2-day work week this week. Yay! So nice. Figure out what to do for my husband's birthday. I don't think he knows what he wants to do. I'm like, what do you want to do? I don't know. Well, we could do this, this, this. You have these options. I don't know. Okay, well, you clue me in when we get there, okay? His birthday's this week, so. And then I had to look at my older son and go, any ideas what you want to dress up for Halloween or what you want to do for your birthday? Oh, I've been starting to think about it. Like, okay, clue me in. Like, don't wait until 2 days before your stuff and then tell me, you know? I think I already visited those cows. I think. Bay Peach. Another cute name. Yeah, I'm really interested when I finally get all the different varieties of stuff. Like, figuring out something that's visually pleasing as far as displays go. Because I saw somebody do a rainbow thing, and I was like, that looks magical. Okay, more frost flames. Good, good, good. I'm assuming the trees are still sun apples, though. It'd be interesting to see them become different things in the seasons. Like, I feel like they're hard. They're the hardest one to keep a good stock in, so I don't dislike having access to them all year. But then the converse of that is that it might be kind of nice to have, you know, kind of like the Lunacite and stuff like that, where it's a little bit more rare, a little bit hard to come by, motivating you to go get it more frequently. Like, there's positives and negatives to both, right? Is that a stone? Might as well. Stars Pebble. Is that a different stone? Or am I just not remembering the name of that stone? Gosh, it's so weird to be like, oh, I have almost 700. Almost. Okay. We're good, we're good. Should be the end of the day. Time are we at? Justifying one more day. Ooh. Interesting. Okay. Wait, I was looking at a thing and then I got distracted by a thing. Okay. Can I justify another day of gameplay? Maybe. All right. Pet. Oh, I didn't do any crafting yet. That's pushing it then. Okay, I already paid people. Ooh, I made a decent chunk of money though. Good for me. What do I want to do? Well, I want to do wool. They have snow on top of them. Like, what? At least that's what it looks like. They look like they have snow. It's funny. All right. Oh, I just realized something else I have to try and do today. It's fine. I probably shouldn't push it another day. Because what I really want to do is I really want to do a little decorating. So I bought the stuff. Not expansion, though. I didn't get expanded today. Although I probably should take a little bit of time to put the new stuff out for sale. Guess we'll find out. Alright. So we'll do ore. Okay, I did just forget the name of it. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, okay. So we can alternate 4 and 4. That's nice. Eventually, I will have 8 furnaces. And then I won't have to alternate. I feel like I'm overthinking this. Ooh, I've got a decent amount out of Boundium, though. And a decent amount of those. Okay, I could use... Well... You know what? It's fine. Where's that? So stingy, man. I'm like that in every game. I'm like, should I do it? Is that all? Whoa, God. It's chaos. Okay. I think this is the same thing. I'm overthinking it. I just need to get over myself. Who's surprised that I'm overthinking it? Nobody. Okay, I think the yellow ones are not the same as those. They're more of a peachy color. There's the other yellow. Out of Boundium is just very pretty. I just kind of want to put them everywhere. Line the paths in them, you know? That'd be amazing. Okay. I've paid the peoples. What I'd like to do too, before I get too involved, is I want to get the wall divider. Wall divider 1. 7 items. Alright, I'm doing it. Okay. I need seeds. Before I start spending all my money, I just want to make sure there's nothing I'm forgetting, you know? Is this the one that takes 2 days? I think so. Oh, I was like, what sound effect is that? Oh. Oh, that's right, because I had already bought some... I already bought 2 when I didn't need to. Because I forgot that there was a whole set already planted. Okay. And now... Oop. Magic. For a second there, I was like, did I actually plant all the seeds? Because there's one still hopping about in this container. Okay. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Did I do fruit yet? I don't think I did. Oops. That's fine. We'll just do that. What'd you do that for? Why'd you do that? Don't do that. Just shove it on the ground. It's fine. Yeah, those peaches. I didn't mean to grab those. No, I'm going to take those in with me because I want to do something with them, I think. And... for funsies. Why not? Alright, give me this. Kind of want to make new fruit stuffs. So we'll put these in here. I wish I could see what variety was in. Like what I've put in there. Okay. Frost Gleam. Ice Rose. Twillipuff and Velvet Frost. So let's do this one. Oh, it does it if I try and put something else in there. Interesting. Theoretically, I could put some more produce in. Decorations first. Okay. So let's look at... It shouldn't be in here. Keep thinking I should get this. It can store them. Although the fairies pick them up at night, I could also see wanting to store them myself. Crafting. I'm checking all the things I know that I'm not going to be working on yet. Just to make sure I didn't miss anything in my excitement. Okay, decoration. So we have the chandeliers, the rug, the tables, the benches. I did put a couple benches outside. Chair, these chairs. And then we have the memorial tombstone things. The banners. That's the word. I kept wanting to call them flags, and that's not what they are. Okay, so now we have plants. Not terribly expensive. Wonderful. The wide wall vine. Yeah, I saw people had vines, and I was like, uh-oh. Look at how pretty they are. Oh, and there's a lot to choose from. Wall section. Wooden riser. Foundation and ceiling. Can I construct a whole ass building outside? Excuse me? I've been wondering how people were doing that. Because I assumed that once their shop got big enough, they just sectioned off a chunk inside. But if... Can you... I want to... Hold on. Is there a roof? I guess it's just a ceiling. Let's... how big are these? Okay. How big are these? Sucks that the grass can be seen through it, though. I don't like that. Oh, at first I was like, can I not pick it back up? Okay. Change snap. 15. Okay. I can make it bigger? That seems OP. Can I put... Okay. Interesting. Oh, I'm gonna have to mess with this. I don't like the fact... Oh! Now, if I were to get a second one... Look, 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 look. Look how magical they look bouncing over the snowy grass. Okay. Okay, I need to get like a couple more of those just to see. I want to see what that looks like too. So I'm going to go 3. I'm going to do 3 of those. So if I put another one, can I snap it to the edge of that? Somehow? I don't see anything that says snap. But it kind of wants to. I wasn't expecting building components, you guys. I was expecting things to put inside. Okay. I don't want a gap. There we go. And it's mostly lined up there. Little grass clip in there. Hanging over the edge, like a tiny, tiny bit on the corner. But that's okay. Can I grab this from down here? That would be amazing. Can I grab it from outside? Gimme. Okay, no. Okay. So I'm gonna make a room. Okay, I'm gonna definitely need some kind of stairs or something. That's okay. Oh. Nope. Yeah, I for sure was not expecting a way to build. Close enough? It'd be nice if I could get a roof. You know? Every time. No! Don't turn. Okay, there's berries over there. Go. Go. Is that it? Close enough? How much of the... Oh, I didn't do... Look at that! Like it was meant to be. Okay. So now I need... 2, 4, 6. Is there a door? Is there a wall with a door? Wall section. Wall door 1. It'd be nice if there was like an actual physical door. We'll see. Hold on. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this one because I like it a little bit better. How does this work? Okay, I was like, can I replace this wall and have it attach? That'd be interesting. Now, can I get it to behave the way I need it to? Do I need to have it on top like this? I'm assuming I don't put it on the ground. I want it to meet the ceiling up top, but I really can't. What is happening? Something is going on with my streaming stuff. I'm gonna have to look. Okay. That's probably as close as I can get it. I'm not sure if I can actually hit that lip. Hold on. Things are misbehaving. I need to see. Okay, this looks like it's behaving. Maybe it's Twitch that's I think Twitch is misbehaving today. Well. Yeah, that's just odd. So... Oh well. But this looks fine. So YouTube seems to be fine. Twitch seems to be misbehaving. Not terribly surprised. Okay, so as much as I would rather this be a closed door, the fact that I can even put it out there is pretty sweet. So I'm gonna do I have doors with windows? Or walls with windows? I don't. So I want to see what this looks like. And then I need 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Oh, I need more than 7. I thought it was going to be the whole... Nope. I keep forgetting to do this. Learning how to build with these components is a trick. I would like to be able to see the corner. Ugh, I can't. Maybe if I do it like this, I can see? In? No. Like that? Mostly. We're just gonna let it go. It's not that dire. This is that riser thing. I kind of want to treat it like a stoop. So, I almost lined that up just right. Okay. Okay, a little bit better. Ugh. Okay, it's got to be down just 1. Okay, maybe a little bit more than 1. My. Is it because it was on a hill? That's fine. Since we don't know exactly what we're doing, we'll just make it up. Is this like a series of risers then? No, this actually looks like stairs. Okay. What time is it? 2. I need to wrap it up. I need to get my shit together, is what I need to do. Ah, ha, ha, ha. I was like, can I actually remember how to do this? First thing. First try. Okay. Don't know how I feel about that. Seems about right on there. So it's fine if it's not perfect. This is probably not the forever structure. This is probably just a learning how to build it structure. Although I think it's funny that my character gets caught on anything walking up. I'm a ball of light. Like, why would I ever? Alright, is that lined up? Yeah, because I think these foundation pieces are just slightly off from each other, so a little bit of weirdness happening in the overlap is to be expected. I can't believe this is in here like this. I just expected to be able to section off the interior. This game continues to surprise me. Which is good. It's delightful. Uh-oh. I just realized a flaw in the plan. Okay, it's gotta be like that. Okay. Overlapping is fine as long as it doesn't do that weird, like, flickering thing that I got. Where did I get that from? I think it was from an overlap. It was from something overlapped. Oh, I think it was from the farm beds being overlapped, the garden plots. I think that's when I got the flickering thing. Oh, nope. Okay, the flaw in my plan was that I can't get to this corner very easily. Okay. Okay, woman. You can do it. You can do it. You can trust. Okay. Now. Oh my gosh, did I get it more flush this side than I normally do? Eh. How did that happen? Nobody knows. Alright. Actually, you know what? I think I want to do it from this side. It does overlap a little bit different. Get over it. Chill yourself out. Step. Alright. Yeah, I think if I could sit there and fuss with that for a lot longer, then I might be a little bit more satisfied with how it lines up, but it is a little finicky. Not in a bad way, just not used to it. Good enough, it seems like. Let's go around the other side and see if I can see a better angle. Not really. Okay. All right. The only thing, actually, that's not true. I just was like, oh, it's going to be such a pain in the ass to slog stuff over here. But you know what I realized I could do? Let's go ahead and grab, like, one of everything. Okay. Chuck it all in the bag. And then we'll open our inventory and pull it all out at once so I don't have to hoof it. All the way, you know? Oh, God. Hey, there was a lot. Okay. Inventory. Furniture? Right? I confused it there for a second. I was clicking too fast. Plants, plants, plants. Displays. Plants, plants, plants. Okay. Can I make it bigger? Inbigonate. It's interesting that I can't... Oh, I would say I can't put it up high. Woo. Okay. So this is like as big as it gets, and then it gets this small. And that's normal sized. I don't like how much it's clipping through the wall. Is there a way to make it come out from the wall besides hanging it from the ceiling? Because I think it might be interesting to have it like running all down the wall, you know? But once you get too close to the wall, it actually... That's as big as it gets. And then that's as big as that one gets. Wow, okay. But it also gets down to be tiny. You know what I want to do? I want to see... Uh-oh. How do I get to you? Okay. Eh! My arm is stuck to my mat. Okay. Ooh. Okay. How close before I start clipping? About... Oh. Okay, so it does kind of snake down the wall. You just have to make it bigger. I mean, proportionally, it's all bigger then, but... Ooh, look at that green. Who are we kidding? That's like my favorite. Okay. Ooh, it's tiny. Oh, look how tiny! And it gets decent size. I like that there's so much flexibility in the size. Ooh, this blue is going to be really pretty too. Look at that. Magical. Alright. I'm going to put all these out. And then we're going to wrap it. Okay, I want to see. I'll put this one over here. Okay, that's interesting that it doesn't seem to want to... Okay. It's interesting. Ooh. Make it gigantic. For funsies. Yeah, this green and this blue and even this. You could do a lot with these little points of light. For sure. Ooh, that's a pretty green too. I hear a restless movement. Ooh, pink flowers. Ooh, look at this. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. I'm surprised. Oh, I was gonna say, we don't have as many pinks. There we go. I was like, I thought we had some. You know, looking at the menu. Ooh. I like that the colors are close together, but they're different. I mean, it's nice to have a variety of hues because sometimes, like, one of my big pet peeves in, like, games like The Sims or Dreamlight Valley is how many things don't go color-wise together. So it is nice having a variety. Like, these three here are very similar. The yellows and the greens are a little similar. These two pinks are kind of similar, but they're different enough to where if you want to do more variety in your color palette, you have that option, but they still kind of all go together. Like, anyway. Lovely. Lovely. We do enjoy pretty decorative objects. I am looking forward to messing around with those. I'm looking forward to messing around with this. This room? I didn't even know I could make a room. I wish there was a roof. Because right now it's just a box. But maybe... Let me look. This is not how we look. Weapons, painting, alchemist, decorative books, produce display, another floriculturist, some more plants. Yeah? That's sellable. Decorative dining, furniture, more gardening, toy maker shelving, decorative office, decorative instrument, and then these two that are future updates. So it'll be interesting to see. This is culinary, so that's cooking, but I'm not sure what the Mage Guild is going to be. So anyway. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play with some of that stuff. Alrighty. kind of was hoping for like a actual door, maybe a roof. Not sure. Anyway. All right, I gotta wrap it up. So, where do we stand and look cute? Stand here and look cute. The landscape. All right, I should be here on Thursday. It should be Dreamlight Valley because deep into update time, I'm trying to get new characters leveled up so that we can work on questing, and then of course Star Pathy stuff. But we have so much time for the Star Path. I am super not fussed about that side of things. As far as I know, in this moment, I'm probably going to want to play this next weekend, but there's a possibility I might be motivated to do a Dinkum stream. And yeah, I don't think there's any cancellations in the next few weeks. So if I do cancel, it'll be on a community post on YouTube. It'll be in the schedule panel and schedule thingy that's in Twitch, that's built into Twitch. But yeah, thanks so much for hanging out. Don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, all of the things, depending on whatever platform you happen to be on. I hope you have a lovely day, night, time, wherever you are, whenever you are. And I will see you next time. Bye.